Yo, people, how are we? Shelltastic Sports. We're here in the lab cooking again. Hope all is well, man. This video I'm gonna do now is about actual Arsenal. It's the All or Nothing documentary that was on Amazon. I mean, I know I'm about a month late on it, but I have to catch up and watch it. So, and I'm just gonna give you. I was thinking to do like episode by episode, but then I thought, let me just watch it all together, and then I'm gonna put my own thoughts on it in like one big video. Not that it's gonna be too long, but my thoughts on it. Interesting. So the All or Nothing documentary in Arsenal that was obviously filmed last season. Very interesting. And it gives us fans and football people in general a little knowledge of what happens in dressing rooms, because obviously we tend to just watch matches, and if you're at the stadiums in the games, just watching it from that point, to actually see how these players and managers and the staff, everyone actually lives day to day. It gives you a better insight onto, because sometimes as fans we can kind of question the players' care, of the management care, what's saying after, especially after defeats and stuff. How is it after? And so it's interesting, and that was it gave me a better viewing on how it is, and very interesting how Arteta, how he is very inventive. I know a lot of people talk about the whole never walk alone Anfield thing before the game. Look, it didn't work, but I get the invention of trying to get the players to focus on that kind of crowd. Obviously, you can never really match the real thing, but you could try and get as close to it. A bit like boxing, you can spar people that look similar style, but until you get in the ring with the actual person, it's never really the same. You're just trying to prepare yourself mentally for that type of thing. So even though a lot of people were bantering about it, I could see where he was coming from by trying it. It didn't work, but it's not every idea you have in life works, and that's just the way of life. So it was interesting, just the way he controls. He's very hands-on, Arteta, with everything. Obviously the Aubameyang thing, it wasn't meant to really happen, but it did. We got to see insight into that and things that we didn't really know about. So it was interesting to get a little take on that kind of scenario. And obviously it was a bit hard at the end to watch because we knew we missed out on the top four, but also his reaction to that as well. So now it gives us a sign of like, now this season started, how it is and how certain players react to certain things. Ramsdale hates conceding goals, he hates making mistakes, so stuff like that you get to see. You get to see how the players are, just from mentality, how they are from the day to day. And I really enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I didn't think I would enjoy it because I was still a bit disappointed of the way we ended last season, but obviously we started the season well, so I thought, let me just watch it now. And it's very interesting. Get a proper insight. I know they've had Tottenham All or Nothing, and Mourinho was there, and obviously Pep when Man City had the record-breaking season, Man City All or Nothing. But I've never watched any of them. But obviously, Arsenal a bit closer to home heart, so decided to watch it. And it's very interesting to see how Arteta constructs himself, how the players construct themselves day to day, the training, the one-on-one meetings, how they try to get the best out of players and stuff like that. So it's very interesting, man. So yeah, man, I mean, it ain't gonna be a long crazy video about it, but it's good to have a good insight onto what happens on a day-to-day on the football pitch, because like I said, as fans, we only really see the end product, really, in the sense of what happens on the pitch. But it's interesting to see the lead up in the day-to-day, how they set up for certain games and how they talk as well, to get into the real minds of what happens to how footballers think, and how they're literally like us, but they just have their profession. Sometimes we kind of build them up to be something that they're not, but they really are just humans that just have that as their profession. So it's very interesting how the thought process and stuff is with that, and very interesting. So you kind of know who cares and who doesn't care, and when people are playing and how they're not happy, because it's right looking at them on the bench and saying, they're not happy, but you don't really know how unhappy players are until when you actually see them off the field, kind of thing, in training and stuff like that, and how it is in the little conversations they have, and how they're trying to bring certain players in. And I think there was a part when Tavares is very quiet, Nuno, and Arteta was trying to talk to his coach stuff, how we can bring him out so we can understand how he's feeling. So it's interesting how managers really are trying to get into the psychology of players, so they can then know how to get the best out of them, kind of. So it's quite interesting how that part works as well. But very, very, very fascinated to understand how it really works at the highest level. So but at any level, but especially Arsenal, So very interesting. I'm very impressed with Arteta's man management skills and the way he controls the atmosphere. Even the team talks at half time or before the game or at the end of the game. He really is. You can see he's a motivator, and when he's angry, players know about it, you know. So yeah, he gives praise, and he'll call people out if they're not doing what they're doing, and that's what you need. You need any form of life, any type of work. You need that. So it can't always be good when it's all good. When it's bad, it's got to be bad as well. So yeah, very impressed with the setup at Arsenal is now compared to what it was a few years ago. I mean, I couldn't imagine watching the end of Wenger years kind of all or nothing, because it'd have been completely different to when he started his reign. You know, when it was all win-win, it'd have been completely different just with him, types of plays we had at the time, and how he would. It'd been interesting to see how he controls the setup in terms of the football and the training ground, but yeah, it wasn't a good atmosphere. You can see that the connection between us and the fans is so good now. It really is. We're so much closer to the players now. We feel like we're like friends in that sense. So it's good, and that will help us move forward as well. So yeah, that's it really, man. Just a quick really video on kind of my breakdown of it. I know it's not the longest, but I feel like with things like that, because it was crammed into one, yeah, you can talk about the Uber thing, you can talk about the end of the season, the way it finished and stuff like that, but really and truly just an overall picture of the actual documentary, I'd give it would definitely get more pluses than negatives, definitely, because at the time I was thinking, I remember me and my friend were talking about, is this going to be positive though, having this kind of all or nothing thing going on as the season's going on? But actually, when I think about it, it's good because we have a proper insight now of what was going on last season, and also generally what will happen this season as well, like what's going on generally, so we have an idea. We're not kind of thinking, these players don't care, they just don't, I mean, no, we know they care, but they just, I mean, if, like for the Man United game, they underperformed in the sense of, you know, so yeah, we understand, and we understand how much it hurts as well when they lose. You know, it's not a thing of, well, we still get paid on Friday. It's kind of like, you know, it hurts, and that's what we want to feel. You know, look, you can't win every football game. It's just impossible. But, you know, we want to know that when you go out there, you give it all, and when you do lose, it hurts. Because, you know what I mean? Just the way it hurts us as fans. When we lose football games, you don't really want to talk about it. You know what I mean? We're looking forward to the next game so we can try to win to get back on track. You know, yeah, it's good, interesting to see that the players feel the same pain we do, and that's the most important thing. And once you have a connection like that, it puts you in good stead to go forward in life, you know, on the pitch. So yeah, well done to the interview. Happy with the Amazon thing, and yeah, let's move. And interesting. I wonder what clubs are going to take up that option of doing Amazon in the future. But yeah, it's a good thing to sell your club and understand, let people know, let the fans know, especially how things go day to day as well, and not just on the pitch. You obviously saw Edu and the guys at the above as well in their meetings as well, so you understand their dynamic of it as well. So yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, people, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What you thought of the Amazon video, if you've watched it. What did you think? Not just Arsenal fans, any fans in general. What did you think of it yourself? Did you agree like me, thought it was more positive than negative, or did you think it was more negative than positive? Just leave your comments in the comment section below. It's your boy Shastastic. I'm out. I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace.